Alright, so this is my first blog episode before I was streamed, but now I'm here on the YouTube, and we're going to see how this goes. Today I'm just going to kind of go over what I do being a freelance drone pilot or a professional drone pilot per se. So here we go. It's much easier just to set up my iPhone, and actually the quality isn't too bad, so I'm not worried about it. First I have to go run some errands. It's going to go to the bank, deposit some checks, run by AutoZone. I got to pick up my new, I got some Hawk racing, or not racing, but like high performance brake pads and some new rear shoes. Off to the bank. Alright, checks deposited. I forgot I needed this paperwork for my shoot today. It has some of the locations I'll be shooting on. I totally forgot it. So it happens when you're filming and trying to do it at the same time. I guess you just kind of forget things. Guys, please. Guys, it's the police. The police are here. Oh, it's bright. A little bit sick too, which just isn't great. First day of the, I don't know what you're gonna call this, video series, vlog, whatever it is. And I'm sick. I've been getting sick a lot this year. Like usually I'm like feeling pretty good about having a decent immune system. But dang, like I've gotten sick like so many times. My coworkers hate me for it. At my other job. I'm self-employed with the drone work stuff. I have no coworkers. Well, I guess you can count the drone as a coworker. Very useful. Top notch. Hey, construction guy. Just wanted to make that light. Oh, poor camera. Sorry, camera. Got the paperwork. Off to get the car parts. Here we go. Give me my seatbelt. Thank you. Had this car for like 6 years. That seatbelt still gets me. Gas smell. As long as my car isn't running lean, I'm fine with that. I have a wideband sensor down here that tells me if it's going lean or not, which is really good. So, I mean, while I'm driving to go get the car parts here, I should probably tell you about what you need to do to become a drone pilot. You might be watching this probably because you're interested in drone stuff. My other hobby is cars and photography. I mean, I guess drone covers the whole photography, videography realm. But yeah, well, it actually started back, a family friend of mine works for the city of Shoreline, which is north of Seattle. He was saying, you know, we have this aerial image that we like to use, but it's not really ours, so we want our own stuff. And I would love to pay someone, I'd love to hire someone to, you know, shoot aerial imagery. And I'm like, sounds sick, you know, if I bought the drone, I could shoot for the city, and it would pay off the drone. Simple as that. That's what I thought. That's what a lot of people think, and you'd be wrong, kinda. When I first got my drone, if you haven't heard of it already, there's the FAA regulation called Part 107, which is pretty much you need to pass the Part 107 exam and get certified by the FAA to fly drones commercially. Now that doesn't mean you can't fly a drone, but if you're going to sell your work or use your drone in any commercial way, you know, if you're using it to bring packages somewhere, you know, for pay, or if you're using it for video, or if you're using it for surveillance or something like that, you have to have your Part 107 drone pilot's license. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, what does that take? And the regulation wasn't even released by the time I had started studying for this test. I took the test a couple days after the regulation actually passed, but pretty much study guide. I bought a study guide online. It was like $250, which is, you know, pricey, but I had videos and it was totally worth it. So I studied the study guide, and then I took the test, passed the first time. It's good, and then I pretty much got like a temporary certificate, and then I waited for my other certificate in the mail. And that's just like the first part of, and then I actually didn't even own a drone yet, but I passed the test because none of it is about flying. It's all about like knowing the different FAA regulations and, you know, the specific regulations for drones. I can talk about those more in another video if you guys are curious. You have to, okay, so you take the test, and then you also, I mean, if you want to like be a freelance drone pilot, you have to like start your own business. And I would recommend, if you are doing a private business, you want a LLC. You want to set up an LLC, which pretty much means, you know, if someone sues you, it sues the company and not you as a person. Now, if I set it up as a sole proprietorship, which is another option, it'd be suing me. You know, I am the, I guess, the suing entity. If I did get sued, I guess my company would just file for bankruptcy, and it would be a pain, but, you know, it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't just screw me over. Anyways, so there's legal reasons for that. So you want to start an LLC. You also want to get drone insurance. And now this is not insurance that covers your drone. This is insurance that covers like damage liability. So if I crash it into someone's house and break their window, I'm not paying out of pocket for it. Now you can fly without liability insurance, but most like big gigs, or, you know, like I just got a big thing with a contractor, or I'm being contracted out, and then also my big project with the city of Shoreline, which has become this huge project. They want to make sure that I have liability insurance, and that cost me about $1,000. So total, $1,000 for the drone, $1,000 for the insurance, and then $250 to study online. Now I'm sure there's ways you can study online for free if you're trying to cut costs, but, you know, there was no other good resource at the time. This was like the only like one, because the regulation hadn't been out yet. The guys who made the study guide hadn't even taken the test yet, but they were a lot of them were pilots, and they had taken like basic ground school, and so that's pretty much what you learn, is like the very basics of pilot ground school. You want to make sure you have your business license all set up, and I guess that's like $40. You have to, I think you have to register with the Department of Revenue. I'll have to double check my paperwork. There's a lot of little mini things, but when you get all that done, I just go and search for gigs on Craigslist, and people will get back to me. And also my dad, you know, he's kind of involved in the real estate market, so I tell him, it's like, hey, if anyone needs like shoots, I can do it. And because I have low overhead, which means I don't have to pay a lot for my business, because pretty much I'm paying rent. You know, I don't have a building, I don't have employees. I can undercut the market, which, you know, of course, I don't want to bring the whole market down, but, you know, it's my one marketing tool, I guess. So, you know, I do what I can, and yeah, it's just like any other, you know, freelance photographer. They do a similar thing. So, yeah, it's a bit more than just buying a drone and being like, yeah, I'll show up. You can, but you might get in trouble. And it's better to do it right if you want the big jobs. So I'm gonna go step inside and get my car parts really quickly. Well, got my pads. These are the Hawk pads. These were like $110. You know, like normal pads you can get like $40, but these are supposed to be really nice. So I'm gonna run those, and then I just got some standard Duralast shoe pads, because it's squeaking in the back, and, you know, I want to be able to have the confidence now that my car's faster, because I swapped a new, more powerful motor into it. I'd rather, well, not rather, but I want to have the braking power too. Yep. the location. It's out in Shoreline. I forgot the name of this park, but it's actually a really popular park. It's very beautiful too, as you can see. It's just like on a big hill, and it goes down to the ocean down here. I need to figure out a better tripod solution because I'm carrying my full-size tripod with slider in one hand at distance, and it gets heavy really quick. There's also this super cool bridge that I'm walking over right now. It's got the train tracks behind me. Oh, the sun might be in your eyes. There we go. Train tracks behind me. I guess having all this weight for my tripod actually probably helps as a stabilizer a little bit. I mean, it might be a little bit wobbly, but oh, there we go. See, a bit wobbly, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's windy. This might be a problem. We'll see. Totally forgot one of my cables, so I'm having to walk all the way back with all my gear because I don't want it to get stolen. Not that I don't trust the very nice people of Shoreline. Just, it's expensive. There it is. Stupid cord. All right. Round 2. All right, time to set up the drone. I'm a little bit worried because it's a bit windy right now.
Chill down my spine, then I long for my love deep within. I know she has gone, but my love lingers on in a dream that the wind brings to me. In the cool summer breeze, as she lays warm and tender in my arms.
Darling, when the star falls, I wish for you. And darling, when I see lovers making love, then I long for you. And when the sun and the stars are shining above the mountain and the valley, then darling, I look for you. And even until the heavens above can no longer exist, even till then.
And that's it. Successful flight. No problems. I had a couple people talk to me. They're always curious about the drone.